Alrighty, I had someone on one of my YouTube channel ask me about drawing Senku, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I probably didn't post all my drawing videos that I've done of Senku from my TikTok to my YouTube. So I was like, I ended up showing some of my little sketches from somewhere else. So we're gonna see that in a minute. But this is a page from the manga that I've been enjoying recently about the ages. So I thought that was interesting because apparently when Senku and his friends were put to sleep, Senku was 16.
Interesting.
So technically he's a little younger than certain characters. It's kind of funny.
Was a few years older.
But I mean, he's been asleep for thousands of years and then got woken up again. But he was frozen as a 16-year-old. So anyway, here we are, trying to sketch Senku here. Can't guarantee being great because I've had to constantly go back and looking at the manga for these sketches. But just a little sketch drawing Senku. It's going to be a long-ass video, so I won't even be able to post it to YouTube before I can even get to work, because I do have work today. So just a quiet little drawing video, drawing away. La-da-dee, la-da-dum. And I'm talking over this, so how do I put this? I could talk a bit more about how long I've been into manga for, actually, because I've been into reading manga and anime since I was a teenager, which was back in the 2000s. I was a teenager because I was born in 1986. So late 80s baby, 90s kid for sure, 2000s teenager basically is how my timeline works. So I know a lot of the 90s stuff, but I can tell you. And I grew up in Australia, and I live in Australia, so I can tell you, being an anime fan back when anime manga was first starting, it's kind of wild now that there's so much merch for a lot of different anime manga series. Not all of them. Most of the time, it's usually the more popular one, but even for cartoons back when I was a kid, you were lucky to have some of your series if it was popular enough to get merch from. And half the time you had to make it yourself. Hence the reason I kind of got good at drawing, because sometimes I just wanted pictures of some of my favorite characters up on the wall, and there was no posters. There was no pictures. You might have had to look for magazines and cut them out if you were lucky. Otherwise, half the time you had to figure out how to draw these characters and stick them up on your wall. And that's basically what it was for my habit. Now it's you can get all sorts of stuff from most of the series that you're out there if you're lucky enough. Most series have some kind of merch, especially with anime manga now. It's starting to come really popular. But I can remember when Borders was still around. My goodness. I can remember we would sit in the aisles with some of our favorites. Manga was so much easier to get then, too. I can remember when Borders was around. Manga was a little bit cheaper then, but it's not now. So it's a shame, but maybe it's for the better, because now at least I can say... At least I can make sure the money that I pay for the manga is going to the manga artist, because they've put in crazy amount of hours for manga and people don't realize how much. And for Dr. Stone, it was 2 creators from my understanding, from when I'm looking at the manga. So there was 1 writer and 1 manga artist. So not always is it often with manga that it's 2 different creators. But sometimes there are some where they have 2 different creators, one who does the artwork and the other one who does the writing storyline behind it. And Dr. Stone is one of those ones that has 2 creators, one who's a writer and one who's the artist. Apparently the one who's the writer for Dr. Stone used to do sports manga for Shonen Jump. He wrote stories for that, and I'm not sure who his artist was for those other ones, but... the one who does the artwork for the series, who's done really amazing. So I don't know if I can do him justice here. I'm trying to do the hair. The hair is so hard. Trying to do Senku's hair justice here. As you can see, sketching away. The artist is a Korean-born artist from Korea. But his artwork is so talented. I think he has a YouTube somewhere. I think I remember someone mentioning for the artist behind the Dr. Stone manga and anime, sort of he came up with the art style. He was really, really fantastic. And now he lives in Japan. I don't know if I could ever live in Japan. I know I love to visit Japan. I want to visit again, but man, Japan's expensive. But anyway, I'm trying to picture where I put the eyebrows here. Sorry, my camera was going in and out, focusing. And you're hearing me ramble on constantly in the background. Sorry, I can't put music to this because, as I said, I'm going to put this to YouTube as well. And YouTube is a bitch when it comes to, sorry for swearing, it can be kind of a stickler in the mud when it comes to music because they'll do a copyright claim quickly, even when you're not claiming to own the music and you're just using this background noise for your drawings, which sucks because I used to like doing that for some of my drawings. Now I can't do that because if I do the wrong kind of music, bam, copyright strike, which kind of sucks because there's this one little video that I sort of had connected from my TikTok that I was opening some of those Magic Mixies dolls at the time, and it got a copyright strike or something, and I was like, what the fuck? Excuse me, swearing. I hope YouTube doesn't give me too over the bomb for swearing. But anyway, as you can see, I'm drawing here. Some people say they like my voice and some people don't, so I don't know, it depends. But anyway, it's not the most fantastic of drawings, but it's what I'm doing on short notice because I do have to go to work today. And putting it together, and hopefully I can put this up on my YouTube as well. Working on the eyes, making these little scars. It's a process. Mostly just keeping this a black and white sketch because if I try doing a color, it will even take longer, and I don't even know if it will ever load on YouTube in time for me to get this going before I have to go to work. So, long time. Even just doing the voiceover is taking a while. But I think this is the longest TikTok will let me do a video on it. They do now 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys have watched it all the way through. I really appreciate that if you do. Though I think there's this... Anyway, so normally drawing time takes a long time. And someone wanted a whole drawing sequence. And I'm like, okay, you want a normal one? Because most of the times when you see artists post their videos, they have to cut back down. So you only see bits and pieces of it. And there you go, the whole drawing section. And that's my little Senku drawing, though I'm not sure if it's perfect. It looks a little too innocent. I made him look a little too innocent. I'm more of a chibi and cartoon sort of drawing, so I'm not so good at serious. I think I'm more good for little cute silly drawings. But there's the drawing, and thanks for watching this far.